Welcome to Waveform Internet. I'm Marcus, Head of Product Development. Internet outages suck. ISPs go down, connections glitch, and it always happens right when you need them most. Now, we've spent more than a decade at Waveform helping people fix bad internet. We've built antennas to boost 5G and designed tools and written guides, and we've worked with everyone from families in rural areas to NASA teams. But the real problem is that the internet itself still breaks. Now, bonding multiple connections is how you fix that. It creates a single, seamless connection that doesn't drop when one link fails, but setting that up yourself, it's complicated and it can be so fragile. It's routers and SIMs and tunnels and software and servers and configs, and when it breaks, you're the IT department. So, we built the service we always wished existed. Waveform Internet takes all that complexity and ships it as plug-and-play hardware, pre-configured, fully managed. No menus, no tinkering, no outages. We've taken tech that normally takes hours to configure and made it something you can literally just plug in and forget. Here's what we'll cover in this video. First off, what's in the box and how to set it up. We'll talk about how it behaves when a connection actually fails, and then we'll look at what makes Waveform Internet different under the hood. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get your Waveform Internet system online. Now everything's pre-configured, so all you need to do is follow the stickers step by step. When you open the core router box, you'll find the core router itself. It's a Peplink B1 5G. 4 short antennas for the built-in 5G modem. 2 Wi-Fi antennas. A power supply and Ethernet cable. And the setup stickers right on the device. If your tier includes the add-on 5G modem, that's in its own box with antennas and power and Ethernet cable. Remember, if you get stuck at any point, please reach out. Seriously, text or call or email us, whatever works best for you, we'll walk you through it. You do not have to troubleshoot this alone. So you'll always start with the core router. Take the 4 short 5G antennas and screw them into the labeled ports. If you're using an external antenna, connect those cables here instead. This is your 5G signal, so make sure they're finger tight. Next, plug your devices into the LAN port. This is your computer or mesh Wi-Fi, whatever you're using. Then connect your WANs. For this demo, I've got a cable modem from my existing ISP, so I'll plug its Ethernet cable into the core router's WAN port. If your tier includes the add-on 5G modem, grab that and set it up now as well. Connect the 5G antennas again. Use the flat Ethernet cable to connect it to the WAN 1 port on the core router. You'll plug it into power and wait for the 2 lights to go green. Back to the core router. Plug that into power as well now and give it a minute to boot up. While that's happening, attach the 2 longer Wi-Fi antennas to the ports on the front. Once the 3 status lights turn green, the core router is ready to go. Next up, grab the network name and password from the label underneath, connect to that Wi-Fi, and you're online. Once that system comes online, we'll get an alert. If one of your WANs isn't performing well, we'll let you know and help optimize it. This whole system is built to be plug and play. Just follow the stickers, we'll handle the rest. So, let's see what this all means then. I'm using Waveform Backup Internet on the smart tier. So right now, my core router is connected to my existing ISP's modem and its built-in 5G modem with an eSIM. That means all WAN connections are active all the time. Because the smart tier, it's only using the fastest one for most of my normal browsing, and then it's bonding all the critical stuff behind the scenes. So let's see what happens when I pull the plug on the fiber. We're in an online game of Fortnite on a PS5, and the game doesn't even blink. And in a Zoom call on a MacBook, it's the same story. Seamless. You wouldn't even know. This works because the connections are independent. The fiber might go down, but the 5G is on a separate infrastructure. But the real magic is the bonding. With a basic router, when your main connection fails, it switches to another WAN. Each WAN has its own IP address, and that change kills your sessions. That's normal cold failover. However, true packet-level bonding splits your traffic across multiple WANs at the same time. So if one goes down, the others keep on carrying the traffic. And your IP address stays the same, so nothing has to reconnect. We use PepLink's SpeedFusion bonding under the hood with battle-tested routing policies to make it reliable right out of the box. There is a trade-off here. Bonding uses encryption and packet duplication and compute power, all of which limit your bonded throughput to around 150 megabytes per second in most cases. That's fine, because calls and VPNs and online games just don't care about speed. Reliability is what matters. But we offer 3 tiers to balance protection and speed, and of course cost. So our essential tiers use plain cold failover. It's simple and it's cost effective. If a WAN fails, it switches over, but like I said, that means a disconnect. Complete, on the other end of the spectrum, bonds everything all of the time. That's for when uptime is absolutely critical on all your traffic. But Smart focuses bonding where it actually matters. Only the critical stuff like calls and VPNs and gaming is bonded, while everything else, your browsing and downloads, use the fastest WAN at full speed. That gives you the reliability of bonding without the speed limit on everything. So in my example, I still get full fiber speeds where it matters, and it just quietly protects those things that can't break. Now, bonding does add around 10 to 20 milliseconds of latency, but it stabilizes it so that your ping stays consistent, which matters way more for real-time traffic. And what's more, all bonded traffic is fully encrypted and sent through secure tunnels. That's baked into the design. So all of our tiers include at least 1 5G connections. We use eSIMs on all major networks, and we can switch carriers remotely. Now, we use the same QCI levels as native unlimited plans on each carrier. That's top tier performance. So fully unlimited on Smart and Complete, and the Essential tier has a smaller allowance because it only kicks in during outages. The core router supports Ethernet WANs, Wi-Fi as WAN, and USB-C WANs. So you can add fiber and Starlink and other 5G modem, whatever you need. Just plug it in and let us know. We'll configure it remotely so it comes online cleanly. We also monitor every system 24/7. If something underperforms, we'll usually know before you do, and in many cases, we'll fix it remotely. If it's something like weak 5G signal, we'll help you improve that, where it's moving the router or adding an external antenna. But most of the time, you'll never even notice there was an issue. One important note, you cannot log in to this router. There's no setup wizard, no admin panel, and that's intentional. Bonding is deeply integrated with routing. Even small tweaks can break failover and kill sessions or open security holes. So we handle the routing and the bonding and the firmware and security updates remotely. If you do want to make a change, renaming your Wi-Fi or setting a routing rule, for example, just scan the QR code on the front of the box. And that opens a simple request form that goes straight to our team. We'll make the changes and push it live, usually under 2 hours. And that's the whole point. This isn't about tinkering. It's about giving you a connection that you can trust. We take the complicated stuff off your plate so it disappears into the background. No dashboards, no guesswork, no downtime. At the end of the day, the problem is simple. When the internet goes down, everything stops. But the solution has always been hard. Waveform Internet fixes that. It's unbreakable internet, made simple. Plug it in, it just works. Okay, so we're officially opening up early access for Waveform Internet. This is a small, limited rollout where we'll work directly with each customer to shape the product before launch. When you sign up, we'll help you pick the right tier for your setup. There's no contracts, no upsells, just a premium, reliable service. Once you're online, our support isn't a call center, it's fast SMS conversations with the same people who built the service. When something goes wrong, we fix it. If you rely on your connection for work, gaming, streaming, or just peace of mind, I'd love for you to be part of this early group. Thanks. Bye-bye.